A small amount of price action today during the London session, but still managing to pull a profit. If you'd like to find out more about the way that we trade at the Price Action Traders Institute, I'll put some links in the description just below this video. Okay, let's get straight over to the charts. So back here recording the London session on the 19th of November 2019. Looking through the charts, it seems very, very quiet. There's not a great deal been going on throughout the Asian session. A lot of the pairs are actually in ranges. This is one pair that I've just managed to take a trade on the pound US dollar. We all know how the pound pairs have been behaving just recently, so I'm giving this one shot, giving it one chance. Price pulls down too much on this, I might even consider punching out of it. I've just got in here as price has come through one of our entry points, got in at 61, looking for this to move up through this 80 level and up to where I've got my take profit at the moment, which is at 20 pips. So I'm going for a 2-to-1 risk to reward on this, and that comes in just before the previous day's high there. So that's the one trade that I'm holding, nothing else to be done at the moment, just flicking through the charts, seeing if this is going to start kicking off and start moving when the London Open, or as we start to approach the London Open at 8 o'clock. It's 7:35 at the moment, London time. Okay, I'll pause the video for now, and I'll be back in a little while to let you know how this goes and if I take any other trades. So another slow start to the London session today. That pound US dollar trade that I took, you see prices pull way back, giving me a full stop, knocking me out for 10 pips. So I'm currently down 10 pips at the moment, and I've managed to get in on two other trades. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, just taken this long as it's come through an entry point. Looking for this to move up through this 50, through the previous day's high, and up towards that 80 level is the target that I'll be aiming for on this. The New Zealand dollar, US dollar, just taking this one too as it's come through an entry point. Again, looking for it to push through this day's high up towards this 20 where I'll have my first target. So that's it, just holding those two trades at the moment, the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, and the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. I'll pause again for now, and I'll be back in a little while to give you an update. Back again with an update for you. Looks like we're seeing some weakness in the Japanese yen across the board. Managed to get in this Australian dollar, Japanese yen on the last candle, and it just about held where I could stick with it. So price is at the moment exactly where I got in on this, and looking for this to push up through this 0-0, and I'll be aiming up towards this 20 level. US dollar, Japanese yen, just taken this one on this candle, looking for it to move up through this 80 level. Got in this at 70, looking for it to move up through the 80 level, and I'll be aiming for this 0-0 initially on this. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, another one I took on the last candle, and again just about hanging in there for me to stick with this, and again looking for it to push up through this 50, possibly through the previous day's high, and initially going to be looking for this 80 level, although it might be a bit enthusiastic the way that the price action has been over the last few weeks, but we'll see what happens. Just let it ride for a while and see what happens, see if this Japanese yen weakness continues to play out throughout the London session. And New Zealand dollar, US dollar, again another one that just closed outside of the area where I could stick with it, and seeing that starting to move into profit now. So that's where I am right now, 4 trades being held, and just keeping an eye on these Japanese yen, seeing what happens with them across the board. Okay, I'll pause for now, and I'll be back in a little while just to give you an update. Okay, back again. Time is 8:44 in London. I'm just going to run through these pairs quickly to show you what I'm in before this candle closes. We've got less than a minute. Pound Japanese yen, took this long as it came through an entry point. Looks like it's sucking back a little bit. The reason I took that was because of this Japanese yen weakness that we're seeing coming in across the board. Australian dollar, US dollar, just taken this as it comes through an entry point. Australian dollar, Japanese yen, taking that Japanese yen strength is really kicking in there. Sorry, Japanese yen weakness is kicking in there, pushing this up. US dollar, Japanese yen, again Japanese yen weakness pushing that out of an area where I want it to stay. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, and New Zealand dollar, US dollar, that's just starting to show a little bit of profit as well now. Okay, I'll pause for now and I'll be back in a minute. So back with a quick update on these trades that I'm holding. Euro, Japanese yen, you can see price is still just hovering around that entry point where I got in. Australian dollar, US dollar, I'm not sure if I commented on this yet, but I punched out of that for -1 pip. Price pulled back, didn't get out of the area that I needed to see it move out of, so I punched out of that, like I say, losing 1 pip. Australian dollar, Japanese yen, seen it break through this 0-0 and looking for it to continue this upside move towards the 20. US dollar Japanese yen, same with this, that Japanese yen weakness, pushing it up towards that 80. Already seen it bounce off of that once on that last candle. Looking for it to break through that, push through up towards where I've got my take profit at 20 pips. I've got a 2-to-1 risk to reward on this, so 10 pip stop loss, 20 pip take profit. Canadian dollar Japanese yen, again Japanese yen pushing this up with that weakness, looking for it to push through that 50, through that day's high, and up where I've got my take profit again. This is a 2-to-1, so it's 24 pip take profit, 12 pip stop loss. And New Zealand dollar US dollar, not doing a great deal, bit of sideways shuffling going on at the moment there, just showing a little bit of profit but nothing spectacular. So that's where I am at the moment. I'll pause again and I'll be back with you a little later just to let you know how these are doing. And back just to give you an update and let you know that I've gone flat the market. Quickly flick through these pairs that we trade, the 10 pairs that we trade, Euro, US dollar. You can see just as I flick through them, there's hardly any price action taking place at the moment. Pound doing its usual thing. Nice move up and then pulling all the way back down again, taking out pretty much all of that price action, or all of it and more. Pound Japanese yen whipsawing backwards and forwards, not doing a great deal. Bit of a steady move there on the Australian dollar Japanese yen. That was something that I managed to pull a few pips off of. And the US dollar Japanese yen. Seemed like the Japanese yen was trying to, well, it was losing value, and that was what was pushing these Japanese yen pairs up. And New Zealand dollar just started to move out. In fact, that's starting to move up a little bit more now. But overall, there was just hardly any price action at all throughout the London session. It's now 9:49. I've had enough. Okay, I'll get over to the summary sheet and let you know how I did. And so today's trading, again, not a great deal of moves happening throughout the London session, but managed to pull a few pips out. Initially I was down 18 pips and I had 4 trades running, punched out of those just purely through boredom. I'd been sitting there long enough and just it wasn't happening, was it? So punched out of those, but that was okay. It gave me that loss back plus 10 pips, so I ended up with a slight bit of profit. Okay, that's all for this video. I'll be back soon with another one. Please remember to hit subscribe, and if you hit the bell you'll get an update and a heads up as and when I post new videos. Thanks very much for watching.